Hi, welcome to A Bit Beyond the Basics of Immigration series about humanitarian benefits, a variety of benefits in U.S. immigration law that seek to help people who otherwise might fall through the cracks or be disadvantaged by the general rules of immigration law. I've talked previously about a variety of visas and petitions that are available. This topic today is a completely different kind of program that seeks to help individuals. So let's get started learning about it. Today we're going to talk about something that's called TPS, Temporary Protected Status. Here we go. Here's the basic concept with it. We have someone who is a non-citizen alien who is in the United States. They are already in the United States when this starts. That's important. It doesn't matter if they came lawfully or unlawfully, one way or the other, they are in the United States. And while they are in the United States, on a specific date, so this is a variable, you fill this date in here. On a specific date, something happens in their home country. Something bad happens that makes it so they can't go home, or it wouldn't be very safe for them to go home for their home country. That could be some kind of natural disaster or some kind of political disaster. So, for example, you have an earthquake in Haiti. That's a natural disaster that decimated the country. You have a civil war in Syria. Syria went from being a middle-class, very stable country to being decimated by war. Those are both examples of places where TPS was designated. So on this specific date, something in the country has conditions where this country is designated. It's designated for TPS. It's not just me saying, I don't want to go back to my home country because something bad happened there. It has to be that the United States government says, we aren't going to send people back to that country right now because of the conditions there. So the country is designated as of this date. If this non-citizen is in the United States on that date, they also have to show not only that they are here, but that they have continued to be here ever since. They are physically present and that they have a residence here. So they show that they were in the United States on that date and they continue. They continue to be in the United States. They're from one of these countries. They haven't resettled to another country. This would be their home that they would go to if they were going to leave the United States. And it's not safe for them to go back. So why do they need this temporary protected status? Let's look at it and see. Okay, let's say this is someone here on a visa. They came on a tourist visa. They're here for a couple of months visiting and exploring the United States. Meanwhile, something terrible happens in their home country. It's no longer safe for them to get on a plane and fly home. But they only have a tourist visa with permission to be here for maybe 6 months. So what are they going to do? It's not safe to go home, but their visa is going to expire. They're kind of stuck. Or maybe they're here studying when their country dissolves into civil war. It's not safe to go home, but their visa is going to expire. Temporary protected status allows them to stay in the United States. It is not a visa. It is not a path to get LPR status or citizenship. It's not even a way to bring family members because they don't have a visa. They just have this temporary protection around them saying, you can stay in the country because it's not really safe for you to go home. So their visas may be expired. Or let's say that they are here unlawfully. Generally, if someone is here unlawfully, they would be removed back to their home country. But what we're saying is it's not safe to go back to their home country. So even though you're here unlawfully, it's not safe to send you back. So we are going to let you stay for a period. Now, temporary protected status is generally for 18 months or 2 years. They'll tell you how long you get that status for. Often it can be renewed if the United States says we're going to continue to allow you to have temporary protected status, people from whatever country. This is country by country. People from larger countries are less likely to have this, although with political upheaval potentially could affect the whole country. Natural disasters aren't as likely to harm a whole entire country if it's a large country, but if it's a small country, obviously it could affect the entire infrastructure. So the important thing to know is that the country will be already designated. The person shows they're from there. They get their status for however long, and then they can renew it if the U.S. says they can renew it. And if not, then their status ends and they should leave. They do get work authorization. They can work, they can stay, and that makes sense that we're going to let them work. If they can stay here, we want them to work and support themselves. But as I mentioned before, no, they cannot get a visa, they cannot become an LPR, they cannot bring their family because of temporary protected status. If they're otherwise eligible, they could get a visa, but not through their TPS. So that's what TPS is in a nutshell. If you have questions, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, we'll just add it up here to this list of benefits that we've learned about. And just like the other benefits, I will be talking about them more in a future series.